9 things your dog will never forgive and don't even know it. Imagine this, your dog is staring at you, ears pinned back, tail low, eyes full of a sadness you can't quite place. You call their name, but they turn away. Not with anger, not with fear, but with something worse, disappointment. Now imagine this isn't just a bad day, it's the result of something you did, maybe without even realizing it, something they may never forgive. Because here's the truth, dogs don't hold grudges the way humans do, but they do remember. They feel betrayal, they recognize pain, and while they're capable of unconditional love, some actions fracture that bond in ways that never fully heal. In this video, we're uncovering 9 things your dog will never forgive. Not with treats, not with time. These are the silent heartbreaks, moments of betrayal that leave invisible scars, and some of them, you might be doing right now. Stick around until the end. Because the last one, most people don't even realize they're guilty of it until it's far too late. But first, please subscribe to my channel. Your support will help me grow my small channel and to the community of dog lovers. Let's begin. Number 1. Yelling during moments of fear. Picture this. Fireworks boom outside, your dog trembles under the bed, heart pounding like a war drum. They seek your eyes, your voice, your comfort, but instead you yell, "Stop it! You're fine!" To you, it's just noise. To them, it's an all-out assault. Research shows dogs experience noise phobias in a similar neurological pattern to PTSD in humans. When you shout during these heightened fear moments, it doesn't calm them. It confirms their worst fear. They are not safe, not even with you. This emotional betrayal sticks. They may never trust your presence during fear again. Not because they hate you, but because the one place that should have brought safety added to their terror. Number 2. Forced isolation as punishment. Dogs are pack animals. Banishing them, locking them in a crate outside in the cold or behind a door for hours as a punishment does more than just confuse them. It wounds them deeply. They don't understand timeouts. What they understand is exile. That's how it feels to them. According to behaviorists, long-term isolation can physically shrink a dog's hippocampus, the part of the brain responsible for emotion and memory. That's how devastating it is. They may forgive a short scolding, but prolonged banishment from their pack, that's something they carry, quietly, for years. Number 3. Neglecting their pain. You notice your dog limping, but they're still eating, so it must not be serious. A few days pass. They yelp climbing stairs. Still, you wait, maybe it'll pass. But dogs are hardwired to mask pain. It's a survival instinct. When they finally show it, it's often been there a while. To ignore that is, in their eyes, abandonment, not just of care, but of trust. One vet shared a heartbreaking case where a Labrador had a torn ligament for over 6 months before the owners acted. After surgery, the dog regained mobility, but never returned to their previous affectionate self. Some things heal, but the memory of being left in pain, that stays. Number 4. Betrayal at the vet's office. You hold your dog tightly. The needle goes in. They yelp and struggle. Their eyes meet yours, full of confusion. Why are you letting this happen? Even though it's for their health, if you offer no reassurance, no soft voice, no comfort, they may remember the betrayal more than the visit. In a UK-based study on veterinary trauma, 64% of dogs showed signs of heightened anxiety around their owners for days after a distressing vet visit. Dogs are emotional creatures. They don't always separate you from what happened. If they feel you stood by while they were hurt, they might not trust you the same way again. Number 5. Rehoming, the ultimate betrayal. This is the big one. When a dog is rehomed, they often go through a grieving process. Not just for the space, but for you. They're human, their entire world. Shelter workers have documented cases of dogs sitting by the door for weeks, refusing to eat, eyes scanning every face, waiting, hoping, and when you never return, that absence becomes a scar. Rehomed dogs can love again, yes, but the wound of being abandoned by their first person, that's a ghost that never truly leaves. Number 6. Being treated like a possession, not a companion. You dress your dog up for Instagram. You scold them when they don't pose. You expect perfect behavior, always. But here's what's really happening. Your dog becomes a prop in your life instead of a partner. Dogs know when they're being used. They feel when affection is conditional. They may not bite, they may not bark, but slowly they detach. The tail wags less, the eyes look away more. Connection slips through your fingers like sand. And regaining it? That takes time and humility. Number 7. Physical punishment. A rolled up newspaper, a slap on the nose, a leash yank to teach them a lesson. Maybe it's just a moment of frustration. But to your dog, it's the moment you became unsafe. Physical punishment breaks something invisible but essential, the sacred bond of trust. In one harrowing study, dogs trained with aversive methods showed significantly higher cortisol levels, stress hormones, than those trained with reward-based methods. They weren't learning, they were surviving. And once a dog flinches at your hand, that's not just fear, it's the memory of pain, and it's not easily forgotten. Number 8. Ignoring them in moments of grief. Yes, dogs grieve too. When their companion, another pet, a family member passes away, dogs feel it deeply. They search, they mope, they even cry. If, during that time, you withdraw or act like nothing happened, it confuses them deeply. You're supposed to be their emotional mirror, their comfort. If you go cold or too busy or try to distract them instead of being present, they feel abandoned in their grief, and emotional abandonment, that sticks. Number 9. Breaking daily promises. This one might seem small, but it builds over time. You used to walk them every morning, now it's once a week. You used to play fetch, now you toss a toy and stare at your phone. You used to greet them first thing when you got home. Now, they watch you walk past. Each missed moment might not feel like much, but to them, it's a pattern, a loss. Dogs have a phenomenal memory for routine. When that routine vanishes, they don't just notice, they internalize it. And slowly, the joyful anticipation of your return becomes a quiet disappointment. And one day, when you do pick up the leash, they might not even wag their tail. Before we close, none of this is about making you feel guilty, it's about opening your eyes. Because the beautiful, terrible thing about dogs is that they love us even when they shouldn't. But that doesn't mean they don't feel or remember. So here's what you can do. Notice more. Apologize in the language they understand, through patience, gentleness, play, and presence. Rebuild what's been cracked. Because when you repair trust with a dog, you don't just get loyalty, you get forgiveness. The kind humans can only dream of. But there's one last thing most people overlook. Something many dogs carry to their grave, never having their humans understand. When you leave without saying goodbye, every time you walk out the door without acknowledgement, no touch, no eye contact, no goodbye, they notice. To you, it's routine. To them, it's a disconnection. Dogs live in the present. When you vanish suddenly, it's not, oh, they'll be back. It's, where did my human go? Did I do something wrong? And when it happens every day, it eats away at them, quietly, like a slow erosion. Take 5 seconds. Kneel down. Say goodbye. Let them know you're leaving, not vanishing. That one moment might mean more to them than anything else in their day. If you found yourself in any of these stories, don't panic, you're not alone. And more importantly, it's never too late to change. Dogs are remarkable in their capacity for love, even after heartbreak. If you want more powerful, eye-opening insights into your dog's mind and heart, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We've got more deep dives into the psychology and emotions of your four-legged friend coming soon. And tell us in the comments, what's one thing you'll start doing differently for your dog, starting today? They may not speak your language, but they'll understand.